What you're seeing right now are not books. I know that it looks like it, but actually, this is a genius organization tool for your ADHD home. This organizing tool is a Covobox, and it's really cool because it does look like books, but inside, as you see right here, there are not any books inside. It's an open space to where you can store things or hide things. And that's one of the great things about this is that it is intended for you to take it and put it on your shelf and have something behind it to where people cannot see. And when they look at it, they'll see just books. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking if I hide stuff in here and I don't know where it is, I may not be able to find it again because I can't see it. Out of sight, out of mind with ADHD, right? Well, this is very specific to what you want to hide in it. You're looking to hide your router and all the cords associated with your router, because if you have a router at home, you know that there are just cords coming from your TV or your game system or your computer or whatever, all going into your router, and it looks a jumbled mess. Now, the other thing is your router, all those cords to your router. How often do you need to go find your router? How often are you going to just be like, hey, I lost my router. I need to go around my house to look for it. How often do you actually go over to your router and change anything out? I have a router and I've had it in my apartment for like 4 or 5 years. And until I got a new one, I did nothing to it. I just put it up there, put the cords in, and just left it and haven't touched it since that time. And here's another reason why this is a genius thing is because of the fact it's made from books, not the whole inside, just the outside. So it does look just like a regular book you would get at a store. It's actually made from reclaimed books, which are books you're going to find in the thrift store that might just be thrown away anyway. And so they're taking those and repurposing those and to make these different things, which I think is really cool because if those books might be thrown away anyway, it's a really good way to recycle those and use them for something else. And this is going to be really cool for you because of the fact that you have that on your shelf and all anybody is seeing is books. And here is something else to think about that makes this really genius is the fact that it's small enough and portable enough that you can use it just about anywhere. And so that's really good because you might want to be creative to where you put things. And so that gives you the ability to put this in whatever place you want to put it in. It also allows you to move it around to whatever room. Also, the cool thing is because it's books, you can just put it on a bookshelf, put it on a table, wherever you have space to put it as long as it fits there. And it's not that big either. So it can fit a lot of other places that other things can't. And so that makes it really easy to not only have it there, but also figure out, okay, I have it here. I can now put that stuff behind it. And something else really cool about this is that there's no installation. Like sometimes you get things, you have to put screws on everything and put nails in everywhere and then put it into your wall and install it, and it's not movable at all. You just have to figure out, okay, this is where I want it to be. And then you're not going to move it again because then you have to go through all the work of then uninstalling it and then putting it somewhere else. This, no installation at all. You can just take it, put it to wherever you want to put it, put your router and cords behind it. And if not, you can just move it to another place. Really easy to pick it up, move it somewhere else. And since there's no install, this just makes things easier. Just makes it easy for you, makes it easy to fit it around your house, makes it easy so you don't have to think about, golly, I got to go take this thing, install it, move it here, get all this stuff together, make sure I don't lose any screws or anything to make sure it's good, and then make sure that it looks just the right way. And so all that is taken out of the equation when you have something you don't have to install at all. And here's something else that makes this genius is the fact that it's easy to access. If you want to get inside the box, all you have to do is just pick it up and look inside and then place something inside it, or then retrieve what is in it and take it out of it. It doesn't take 5, 6, 7 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever to get into this item and also remove or put stuff in it. It's very simple, it's very easy, it's very quick, and this makes it so much better of an item because of the fact that you don't want to have to try to figure out how to get into a box that has a lid on it. You can go in, put a key in it or whatever, or turn this little knob to get all into the box or whatever. You don't have to do any of that. It's really easy for you to just go pick it up, put whatever you want to in it, and set it back down, and you're done very quickly. And that's a great thing because it's going to save you time as well, because now it's only going to take you a certain amount of time to make sure you can access, put things away. And another reason you might want to think about having this in your ADHD home is the fact that you can customize it. So you can customize to the size or the colors, multicolored, solid colors. You pick through all the options that they have, and then you know before you even get it what it's going to look like, how big it is, and you can figure out where you want to put it beforehand. And so that makes it just a little more personal to you, and that makes the price vary. Usually what I see is maybe $50 all the way up to hundreds of dollars, depending on what exactly size, colors, and all the things that you can choose for the options. So it's really up to you. You have to go and look and decide on what's going to be best for you and what is actually within your budget as well. Now, here's another reason why this is genius and why it's going to be a great benefit in your ADHD home is the fact that you just feel less stress when you don't see mess. And so when you're looking at your router and the cords and all this kind of stuff going over there, and you see this big mess, for me, at least I know it stresses me out because I'm like, how am I going to get that all fixed to where it looks neat and organized? And maybe this is you too, that you have router cords and everything, and you try to find inventive ways to hide them behind something else so they just don't look such a mess. You're just hiding them behind like boxes or whatever, or maybe hiding behind the TV and hope nobody looks back there and sees them. Well, with this, now this kind of solves this problem to where you're like, okay, I can hide them, but I'm hiding them in this little box to where nobody is going to see them anyway. Don't just make it a place for, I'm going to just put everything in there to kind of hide all this stuff in there and not use it for your router and your cords. Because if you just start putting just random stuff in the box, and then you're going to have like all the stuff in there, it's going to get really full. And then eventually you're going to go through there and figure out, okay, what is all this? Why is this in here? Why is that in here? Oh, I put that in there. Oh, and then you might be thinking about, okay, I don't know where that is. It might be in that box. And now you're going through the process of taking everything out of it to try to figure out if it's in there. So if you know it's just your routers and your cords back there, you know automatically that whatever else you're trying to look for at the time is not in there. So be careful about making that just a home, like a junk box. So you have a junk drawer in your house. Just don't make it like a junk box. Make sure that you're using it for routers and cords or something that you just don't need to access frequently at all. And now here's something else that you can do. If you're not going to use it for routers and cords, just make sure whatever you put inside this box that you are just putting the same kind of item in here. So you only have to remember that whatever is in that box is all the same kind, and you're not putting 2 and 3, 4, or 5 different things in there as well. And now that you know how this is a genius organizing tool for your ADHD home and how it helps you keep it more organized and clean, here's another video that I have that goes over how you can toss different items or get rid of different items out of your bedroom to make it more clutter free. And these items are just really just cluttering up your bedroom. And so you can watch that video right now, right here.